Welcome to the Tiny House Ideas podcast. We're going to talk about a class that he's recently worked on. So basically, design class. There's a design class called Design Your Dream Tiny House with Lou Pereyra, where you can learn everything about the sort of the good design practices, absolutely everything through to the permits and the regulations. And you can find that at www.godesignclass.com/courses/tiny-house. And you can also get 25% off the course with the code Tiny House Ideas. So it's a really great opportunity to listen to this podcast, to learn more about Lou, to learn more about the tiny mountain houses. And also, if you look to do the course, you can take your first step in making your tiny house dream a reality. And the next sort of topic I wanted to talk about actually is this tiny house design course that you've been working on. And I've been quite interested to hear some more about that in terms of what the class entails and what people can find out from it as well. If you wouldn't mind sort of talking a bit more about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was fun. I think that, in doing that design class, it really brought to focus for me after doing this all these years. It's like, holy smokes, I didn't know crap walking into this. I mean, I knew enough, but yeah. It's the amount of exposure and experience that just doing this and just going through the changes and figuring out how to build the tiny house to the market's needs, to my customers' needs, the knowledge that came into that. I mean, the pieces and parts, the questions, the challenges that we were faced with in figuring this all out. It brought that to mind as Josh and I discussed it. So it was fun. I think that, a lot of times there's a misconception in the tiny house world if you're a do-it-yourselfer in terms of what it's going to take to get it done. So as we ask about, the class itself, it covers, the design components, the livability of it, what's good for you, the homeowner, what your long-term, idea is of your tiny house, placement, utilities, those components. So, I think it's fairly comprehensive in terms of the items we cover. I would encourage you to take a look at it because I think you're going to take Definitely. In what you need and leave the rest as you typically would. But I think it covers a lot of ground.
That's good. That's good to hear. Sort of interesting that all of the knowledge and all of the things that you sort of mentioned can all be packaged into this sort of easy to digest, I guess, for people that are interested in it. So would you say it's sort of aimed towards more people that are looking to DIY or that are looking to, or is it just sort of completely open to anyone that's sort of interested in tiny houses?
I think it's more general. I think, it does cover the do-it-yourselfers, in terms of if you're thinking about this, think about this stuff, think about the windows, think about where you're going to buy these things, think about your experience level and your capabilities. And then again, it's talking about, the livability of whether it's you're looking for a builder, what are the materials they're using? How do they do what they do? Is there a warranty? Is it going to fit my specific need? Can they cater it to do my hookups for once again, where my placement is going to be? So I think it covers both.
Okay. That's good to hear. Sort of very interesting to hear about. What would you say is, I guess, the main takeaway? What's the sort of main appeal of the course?
I think it's more of an awareness. It's more of an education in terms of the components and what it's going to take to do it. I think that in some cases, folks are walking into this kind of blind, not really thinking it through, just thinking about the end result and spending $5,000 and, having a tiny house that's going to be way, way cool.